Good morning, everybody. Today, while continuing the chapter staffing, we'll start the new topic, and that is very important staffing process. I told you yesterday while introducing about the staffing process that staffing is a very wide term in which lot of steps are to be taken to appoint any person or to fill the vacant place. So, the scope of staffing includes various activities that can be divided under the various heads. The number one, the first step is to be taken estimating the manpower requirement. Now, what is to be done first of all? First of all, it is to be estimate that how many people, how much manpower is required in the business, and how much manpower is available to us. According to that, in the first step, the need of the requirement of the employees required in the business organization are to be estimated. So first step is the estimation. Estimation means to get estimated, to calculate that how much manpower. Manpower means the people who has to work or occupy the place of that vacant post. That manpower, that people, how many people according to the job are required to us. Requirements means the needed over there. So as per their work analysis and the workforce analysis, these techniques are to be used and estimation is to be calculated. Suppose in our school we open a new branch. First of all, what we have to do after making planning and organizing all these things, when we have to start the staffing, we have to estimate that how much manpower is already to us, how much is the work load is there, and according to the workload, how much is the people required. So all these things are to be done in the first step, estimating of manpower requirement. The second is recruitment. Whenever you write the spelling of the recruitment, please be careful. Students usually did mistake in that. It is RECRU, recruit, RECRUIT, recruitment. The recruitment is the another step in which the search of the employees is to be done. Along with that, scrutiny. The scrutiny is to be done. Scrutiny is the major or the main important part of the recruitment in which it is to be done. Suppose you get the invitations or the applications for a particular job, and what you have to do after that, you have to identify that which are the eligible and which are the non-eligible candidate in that list. So for the calculation or making the arrangement of the eligible and non-eligible candidate by making the scrutiny is known as the recruitment. The third one is selection. After doing recruitment, we decide that we just make the list that from whom we got the applications for the vacant post, they are the eligible one or the non-eligible one. Then the calls has been made to the eligible candidate. A complete process is to be taken, and you have to do one long question about related to the selection process. Or also a complete process is to be considered over there, and to select the competent candidate out of the all the large number of candidate applied, because it is very much important to keep the ability and caliber of the applicant for the nature of the work. Whatever the work is to be assigned to him or her, it is very much compulsory to check whether the person is as much competent to do that task or not. So it is very important in the selection process to select the candidate by taking a lot of steps that we will do in explanatory manner in the next chapter. The fourth one is the placement and orientation. Placement and orientation. Placement means for the joining the post by the candidate, and under the orientation, the employee is given the brief presentation about the company and introduction about the superior, subordinates, and all the colleague. We can say it's a kind of the introduction session will be there. So in this introduction session, the placement is to be done, means the candidate is appointed, and after that introduction is to be done with the candidate, which is known as the orientation program. The fifth one is a step is to be taken, training and development. In the training and development, yes, training means it is a process in which the knowledge is imparted to the employees to increase their efficiency as well as effectiveness. A training session is to be done because with the help of that training session, the worker can become more familiar about the work that he or she has to do, and moreover it enhances their values as well. Their values will be, their knowledge will be, their skills will be enhanced with the help of training. They become very much familiar with all the tasks that are to be done by him or her at the next level. And the last one, the step is to be taken, that is our performance appraisal. That is our performance appraisal. In the performance appraisal, the capability of the every employee is to be judged, and it is judged that the capability as per the work performance is as equal as the job assigned to him. That is the performance appraisal. After the performance appraisal, if the candidate is just doing so well the task assigned to him, promotion or any other career planning like the appreciation is given to him, any recognition is given to him. So promotion and career planning is to be done, because if you remember yesterday we have done that staffing is not meant for filling the vacant job, to fill the jobs and keep the people working on that place. Boosting of the employees is also the part of the staffing. So in this way, promotion and career planning is also one of the important steps of the staffing. The promotion and career planning. The next step is compensation. The next step is compensation. Compensation involves all the contribution of the organization in any of the form, whether in the form of rewards, whether in the form of money, whether in the form of any appreciation, it is to be given to the employees. So compensation is also one of the part of the staffing, and these are the direct payments, or these can be the appreciation or any other form. So this is all about the various steps are to be taken in the staffing process. So this is all about the staffing that we did yesterday. We started with the meaning, importance, definition of the staffing, and today we have done the staffing process. If you have any problem in that, please feel free to ask, then we will move ahead. So after doing the basic concept of staffing, its meaning, definition, importance, and process, now we will do our next topic, that is human resource management. As we know very well, the staffing deals with the human assets, and human assets are very important. We started the chapter yesterday with the quotation that human assets are those assets which move out of the gate of the organization or the company every day, and the company is to make sure that they'll come back to the organization in the next morning. So in order to make sure that it is to be managed properly, for that purpose the human resource management come into existence. And you know, it is a very interesting fact that in each and every organization there is a separate department of HR department is there, that is human resource department, which just handle this human resource management and take all the decisions and satisfy, listen the grievances of the workers, sort out all their problems, any kind of disputes are there, in order to make them satisfied. They also take care of that whether the working condition or the work profile is to be provided to the employees is as deserving for them or as competent for them. So they take care of each and everything of the human assets. That's why that is known as the human resource department. And what is human resource management? It is a process which develop and manage the human elements of the enterprises. So what is human resource management? It is a branch of management in which the develops and manages the human elements of the business. It develops and manages the human resource of the enterprises. So in this way, human resource management is a management which develops and manages the human resource of the enterprises. So our next point related to human resource management is that one of the definition you have to do. Now, evaluation of means how it come into existence, because from the very beginning if I talk, human resource management was not to be done. It is not to be taken care, but as the size of the business increase, in the next phases they feel like now the HR department should be there. So the evaluation of HRM faced so many stages. So as we talk about the stages for the evaluation of the HRM means human resource management. The first stage is to be taken place, that is your labor welfare stage. First of all, the labor welfare, when the businesses were on the small scale, there was an era of the establishment of the trade union. By the effect, the need of a person was felt that they could act as a mediator between the employee and employer, and at that time, the labor welfare stage comes into existence, and the person who just hold this or who become the mediator between the employee and employer is known as the labor welfare officer. The labor welfare officer just facilitate all the welfare activities to the employee as well as employer. He listen the grievances and he just forward it to the head of the institution. If the next stage we talk, the next stage is the second one, that is personal management stage. As per the personal management stage, the second stage of the HRM, in which with the expansion of the business, the factory system comes into the existence, and as per that factory system, the size of the trade union increase. When the size of the trade union increase, when the size of the labor who is working there increased, just because of that, the need of the trade union also increase, and the personal management stage come into existence. Those people not only just take care of the grievances, they just take care about each and everything, like whatever is their working condition, appointment of the employees, and how much more personnel are to be appointed, what is the need of the workmen or the people, that is known as the personal management stage. And the last one is the HRM stage. It started with the labor welfare stage, then it is personal management stage, and after that it is HRM stage. At the HRM stage, it is a full-fledged exposure of the human resource management, in which they just take care that a competent employee should be filled to the vacant post. Moreover, along with that, they should have the proper or healthy working conditions. They should very much mentally and physically they should be satisfied while doing the job. If any of the dispute, if any of the problem taking place between the employee and employer, the HR management, the team just take care of all these things. And moreover, no embezzlement, no fraud is to be done by any of the employee. It means the worker are also working well. They just taken care of that. The human resource management is not only take care of the grievances and the disputes and the problems. They just take care whosoever the employee is appointed, that he should be very much competent and should do his or her work with effectiveness and efficiency and provide a worth to the organization. So in this way, these are the various stage of the evaluation of HRM. That is your HRM stages. So it is all about the HRM. Now let's do the relation between the staffing and HRM. If we talk, the staffing is the part of HRM. You know, staffing is very much smaller than the HRM, because HRM, human resource management, is not only restricted to the appointment of staff. Staffing is restricted to the appointment of staff only. In staffing, we appoint the staff, but HRM just take care of each and everything about their training program, about their development, about their compensation, about their placement, about their career planning, about their working conditions, any disputes, any grievances, any suggestions, any directions, anything else taken place between all the human assets. In order to manage those human assets, whatever the tasks are to be done, whatever the activities are to be done by the human resource management only. So staffing become a very small part. So if we talk the staffing as a part of HRM, it is absolutely rightly said that staffing is the part of HRM. If we define the staffing as a part of HRM, it can be defined by the following points: because specialized duties and activities are to be done in HRM, but in staffing, only the recruitment is to be done, only their compensation is to be decided, and career planning. But along with that, the human resource management not provided only the recruitment activity, it also handle the grievances and complaints of the employees. It also develop the compensation and the incentive plan. It also provide them the social security. It also take care of the welfare of the employees, and also defend the company in lawsuits. Means if any legal action is to be taken, the HRM department is also defend the company, and keeping the personal records, all the records of the personal, whether it is from their daily attendance to all the compensation is given to them, everything is to be recorded by the HR department there. And developing the organizational structure, as a human resource management also review the organizational structure every time, and taken care of the workforce analysis is to be made, that how much more workers are to be required at which places. So in this way everything is to be taken care in HRM, and staffing is a small part in which some of the functions or the area is to be covered of HRM. In staffing, some of the area, some of the activities, some of the steps, some of the function of HRM are to be done. So it is all about for the day. We have complete one chapter, it is 6.1, in which we have done staffing and HRM. If you have any doubt in this concept, please ask.